Greetings, programs. Greetings, pilgrims on the Ascension journey. Anyways, Travis Carper, Ascension Guides, holistic health coach. Also, I wanted to talk today a little bit about, for your consideration, as far as like let's say probably the people watching this and the star seeds, earth seeds, let's just give a rough figure, like 65 million people or something out there that are transmuting some of the first wave photonic waves. And right now, I've discussed before some of these photonic waves, photonic wave pulses, photonic waves are coming at a lower frequency. They come into Gaia's global circuit, right? This global circuit, and the earth itself, is releasing some of the old negative vibrations, frequencies. So what happens, here's what happens for your consideration, use your discernment, but it comes through us to transmute, let's say spiritually, you'd say through our loving kindness, and transmutes through and the way I would describe it would be through our biophysiology, running through and out to be transformed, transmutated, right? This whole thing is a transmutational process, this ascension process. When you look at it in more of a scientific or cosmological, the quantum physics, like particle physics and quantum physics will probably catch up to it. That's why lately also in explaining the Schumann resonance and those frequencies of the electromagnetics, there's a little bit of debate about that. The guys over at HeartMath Institute said, almost a quote here, he said, okay, we're still doing research on how that affects the human biology, or now the newer term is biophysiology. How they're still writing and testing and doing research into how the Schumann resonance, which all these different frequencies are, the electromagnetic frequencies are affecting the human biophysiology. So they're still doing research and putting out papers. That is what the professor over there said. So we know for a fact that that actually the people that are going through the ascension and feeling it, and feeling the symptoms from it, from the electromagnetics, because it's such high frequencies coming in, or the lower ones going out, where Gaia can release that old negative energy. So that's another thing that's happening on the planet right now. And we're going to get more into that as I do my own research into the different effects of the different photonic waves. Remember that all energy is conscious energy, and so these energies there's different ones. Some of them they're buffered from our benevolent star family, and they're pulsed perfectly, like pulsed perfectly down like that. No, they don't look like the connection to the coronal hole stream, where they're how do you explain it better? Where they are not perfectly down in a line like a ruler. They're fuzzed out, right? And that's there's a global circuit too, to magnetics of the planet, the global electric circuit actually. So a lot of people just like to talk about the Schumann resonance with the electricity and you know, thunder and clouds and stuff like that. But we're talking about these electromagnetics that are the photonic waves that are changing the electromagnetics and changing structures, and talking about the dormant DNA getting reignited through, and then you can talk about it too, like as the Kundalini awakening and those energies, how they used to talk about chakras and those little light centers in your, and the way I talk about it is I kind of generalize and use this morphogenetic field that we have, or the biofield that we have, and how it's affected. Okay, hopefully that got a little, a few things across there. Also, okay, I want to give a really good tip here for the Ascension symptoms, or the photonic waves coming in, because the electromagnetics can wreak a little bit of havoc on our endocrine and nervous system. And that's why I always talk about pumping up your immune system, okay? And I'm talking, it can stress your mind too, in all of these stresses. So I address traumas and stresses too on your daily life, too, mentally, okay? Not just the physically, but one of the good physical things that you can do is take a salt bath. Get that magnesium, get some magnesium citrate, and take some of that magnesium too, maybe with a D3 or something. Get it so it's more bioavailable into your system, because that can help your endocrine and your nervous system calm down, okay? Very good. So you can do it topically. There's some topical sprays that you can put in through your skin. People do that. A lot of the holistic health coaches recommend that. And the, you know, Epsom salts and salts. That's magnesium sulfate, I think. But anyways, get into learning a little bit more about magnesium, because it's one of the minerals that we are lacking in our avatar, our biological body, our temple, our vessel. Okay? So magnesium citrate, look into that, and it will help with some of the symptoms on your biological body. Very good tip. I mean, if you can do the salt baths, you know, and I've talked about it before with the some of the different tree barks in it, because they're great detoxifiers. If you think, you know, like the cedar tree, a fir tree, a hinoki tree from Japan, into there's some of them that come in with the salts, for the salt baths. Excellent detoxifiers too, and excellent for your endocrine and nervous system. Okay. Think about the tree barks, right? They suck around up some of the toxins out of maybe the soil, the water's running through the trunk, because that water's got to go all the way to the top of a tree, right? So that bark is pulling stuff out so that it stays healthy, okay? So that's why the old shamans, the old Native American Indians, I'm talking way back before the Navajo, I'm talking about the Anasazi, we're talking about, you know, ancient indigenous tribes, right? The shamans, they used to know about those barks. Like, well, for instance, the willow tree bark, white willow, that was synthesized by the Bayer company, that German company, I think in the 50s, and that's how they got aspirin. And so they sell you aspirin instead of you actually just going and getting some willow bark for a headache. Okay. Haven't even gotten to Alchemical Wizard 13 yet, detox our toxic metabolism, and some tools to consider to help us reconstruct and energize our metabolisms, because this will help too. A lot of these is really for us to kind of, it's not to totally, I've got to purify my biological body, but actually you have to kind of consider detoxifying on a daily basis because of the fact there is a negative agenda. We're still driving cars, and it's all oil and gas and fumes, and even plastic bottles are from, plastics are from petroleum, and they're outgassing. And even if you have a water bottle that has plastic, that's, it's outgassing into your water. So it's a constant thing to try to detoxify and clear this up so that your hormones inside your biological body, like your cortisol and your adrenaline, and anyways, these hormones, and to get up here, to get this cleaned up too, so that your neurotransmitters and your neuropeptides, those chemical messengers, those hormones, can go and talk to each other so that you can have critical thinking, some logic, and you can listen to your heart when you're meditating. Listening to your heart when you're meditating. Yeah, that's a good one. So, yes, cleaning up your avatar, your biological body. Okay, so let's read from this new article that I wrote and posted on the website on 3decrees.org. Okay. Alchemical Wizard 13, Toxic Metabolism, Tools to Reconstruct and Energize Our Metabolism. Our metabolism transforms food into energy through numerous chemical reactions that mostly happen at a cellular level. Each of the trillions of cells in our biological body has a permeable membrane that enables it to take in nutrients and excrete waste. Cell membranes often become rigid, stringent, and hardened, and cannot excrete toxins that were previously trapped within them. Most of the reason for the cell walls hardening is because of the acidity of toxic waste. That is caused by eating too much acidic producing foods, environmental toxins, stress, traumas, negative emotions, and thought patterns, which, if you watch TV, there's a ton of like negative things on there that you have no idea that you're going through in your mind. And your mind manifests things every second. Okay? So that's another about your neurology and how that affects your biophysiology. Okay? When these cells are not properly able to excrete the buildup of acidic and toxic waste, this affects their ability to produce energy. This is because the little structures within the cells, the mitochondria, those are the guys that do the, get the energy going for you inside cells. They become less efficient at producing energy, or rather generating ATP, adenosine triphosphate, yeah. So as a result of this, our biological bodies, our avatars, start to deteriorate and has a hard time maintaining healthy functions in our organs and bodily systems. So what happens, let's say you're eating refined sugar, okay? So it's a pyruvic acid, so that acidity, let's just take that for an example. What happens is it goes in, right? Is that Mike? And it goes in, and then your little microorganisms, the guys down there in your belly, in your gut microbiome, they're going, okay, we can't have that over to go into your liver. We can't have that to go into your gallbladder. We can't have that. So what they do is they grab it and they store it as fat. So all the fats, most of the fats aren't good fats. A lot of them are just all like toxic fat. And so that's just stored in your system. So that's why when we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about storing good fats, or putting like avocado oil, using that in olive oil, and using, and instead of margarines and butter, you know what I'm saying? That the trans fats. Okay, we're going to talk about it from here. But anyways, just remember that you're trying to do a less load, less toxic load on yourself. Okay, let's just get into this. Okay, here are some tools to consider to help us reconstruct and energize our metabolisms. Because I mean, this is for me too. You know, we all have toxic metabolism, and these are things that other health coaches and exercise gurus, and they're getting into it. Yeah, so the information's out there. Okay, number one, reduce your toxic load. Hormone disrupting chemicals like non-organic foods that have been sprayed with pesticides and herbicides and have glyphosate, you know, that Monsanto's getting sued for. Anyways, Bayer that bought Monsanto. Processed foods, modified corn, refined sugar, tap water, and shower water that have heavy metals in it, non-bio-cleaning chemicals in your house, artificial air fresheners, constantly just being indoors where there's pure, poor air circulation, etc. Okay, so reduce the toxic load, number one. Okay, because you want to clean up your system, like I've been saying through all the videos, so that you can have a better cognitive ability. And cognitive too, so for your meditations, so that your brain can focus a little bit better and not be so foggy. You see where I'm getting at here? What are we in, about 30 videos yet? 28, 29, something like that. Okay, number two. Repair your gut microbiome. We covered that in Alchemical Wizard 9. I highly recommend you watching that one, because the gut the gut microbiome, super important to get that healthy. I use the three brain concept. You know, the gut brain, the heart brain, and your mind brain, and the 3 steps to cleaning those up to get into your meditation, so that you can be, you know, spiritually healthy too. Your mind, body, and spirit, right? We're trying to get all 3 of these healthy for you, so that you can ride these ascension waves better. Ascension guidance, holistic health coaching. Okay, number 3, rebuild your muscles. Do some body weight training. We covered that. Your favorite exercise program at the gym or at home. This includes yoga, bicycling, swimming, etc., and drinking smoothies, your favorite protein powders, and getting that in with your amino acids into your avatar, your biological body. So having a little more muscle mass helps. Of course, it helps reignite, you know, doing exercise and muscle exercising, you know, whether it's weights or your body weight training. It helps ignite your metabolism, so that you can get all of those nutrients flowing through your blood system. Okay. Number 4, Restore your liver and gallbladder. Incorporate more bitter foods into your diet like organic dandelion greens, kale, asparagus, radicchio, collard greens, red leaf lettuce, arugula, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, shards, artichoke, endive, watercress, and raw organic cacao. Take an herbal formula supplement as well that has some of these in it, like milk thistle, wormwood, paw d'arco bark, or black walnut hulls, barberry bark, dandelion, fennel, and yellow dog. So restore your liver and gallbladder too. You know, there's some teas that have the milk thistle in it and too that you can throw in at night and stuff. So you don't necessarily have to do like every night you got to do that. Like rotate it. Like there's some other teas at night to drink, you know, that like do your golden milk, you know, your turmeric and your at night, and then the next night do something for that has the milk thistle in it. You know what I'm saying? So, but keep that in mind. Keep these things in mind when you're putting around the house. Like people putt around the house, they're usually busy doing stuff. Anyways, I know you are. Okay, number 5, revise your fats. Here it is. Cell membranes are made of fat, and to strengthen cell membranes and counter the resistance to many different hormones like insulin, it's vital to have the right kinds of fat intake. So we eliminate refined vegetable oils like corn and soybean, trans fats found in margarine and butter substitutes, and long-chain fatty acids like canola oil, peanut butter. You know, I like organic peanut butter too, but I've had to switch to the more expensive almond butter, and there's sunflower seed butter too that's better. So, you know, let's see where your budget's at, but, you know, just cut down on the peanut butter a little bit, you know, move it to some other nut butters, borage oil and mustard oil, okay? So instead, don't, you know, cut down on those. And instead, we eat fresh and organic olives, organic olive oil, organic avocados, organic avocado oil, organic coconut oil, organic almonds, organic almond butter, Brazil nuts, pistachios, hazelnuts, pine nuts, hemp seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and cold-pressed seed oils, and black currant oil, if you can get it. That's a good one. Number 6, reestablish assistance to your thyroid. Your thyroid acts as a metabolic thermostat. It releases hormones that play a major role in controlling your body's temperature and the rate that your body burns calories. If your thyroid's function is impaired, the metabolic rate slows down and leads to weight gain. Eat good carbs like whole grains from amaranth, barley, buckwheat, couscous, millet, oats, quinoa, spelt, rye, brown rice, kamut, etc. And root vegetables and beans and legumes. Get those, the good carbs, okay? Also, if you can get it, this is a real important note here, sea vegetables. They are extremely effective for improving metabolism. This is a food group that most people are unfamiliar with, but think about some of these sea vegetables like over in China and those seas and Japan and some of those guys that live, you know, till they're 100 years old, right? They're eating seaweed. Okay, seaweed, what do we got here? Varieties. Wakame, kombu, nori, army, RM, hijaki, and dulci, some seaweeds. Each one has specific nutrient profiles. They all increase metabolism of fat and sugar in the body and improve water metabolism. We've talked about our water, like 70% water, with all the microorganisms inside your body being held together by an electromagnetic field, your morphogenetic field. These are all projections. This is the 3D projection, and we're heading into a fourth density, and it's transmuting our avatars. And that's why when people are having these symptoms, some of these symptoms are they'll throw it like as part of your flu up or your cold, because all of those, because it's bombarding the endocrine and nervous system, which compromises your immune system. Now, one of the newer disciplines it's even called, what is it called? Psychoneuroimmunology. That discipline where thought patterns have an effect on our biophysiology. But here we're talking about the specific energies that are happening as we go through this ascension, and why I always talk about immune boosting mushrooms, immune boosting herbs, immune boosting foods, higher frequency foods. Okay, so right here, these sea vegetables, right? Good to improve water metabolism. Sea vegetables are used for weight loss, lowering cholesterol and fat in the blood, and are the best lymphatic cleansers. Okay, so you know what I've been doing? I've been putting, you can buy all those seaweeds now, the dried out ones with a little bit of sea salt. I just use that instead of tamari, or, you got your Bragg's amino acid, right? You guys are using Bragg's amino acids, right? If you do some stir fries and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, the seaweed, I'm crumpling that up and putting it in a stir fry. I mean, I'd love to eat like raw, salads all the time, which I do a lot. But I do still love to cook and make some stir fries. So anyways, that's where I'm at. Soon. Depends on, your financial bracket. Okay, let's get into number 7 here. Okay. Reboot your breathing. Okay, practice long, slow, deep breathing can improve metabolism and overall health. From the diaphragm, guys. Right? This can be practiced anywhere, anytime. 70% of your body's wastes are processed through breath. Do you ever think about that? You think about when the nitrogen and the oxygen and the other gaseous elements that are going in through argon, methane, all of these elements that are going, and you fill those lungs up, because a lot of times we're just breathing kind of real shallow. But if we breathe in through this system that we have, man, it's in place. It's inside your avatar. These lungs are cleaning things, man. And then you breathe out and you're feeling kind of like carbon dioxide coming out, and some toxins. Yeah, deep breathing. Try to remember that if you can throughout the day. I have a tough time myself, believe me. But I do it, especially when I'm riding my bicycle like I did today. And I do these big, deep breaths because I ride pretty slow. I don't get huffy puffy very often going up hills and stuff. I'm not one of those kind of bicycle riders. I use it as a commuting apparatus, a vehicle. I use it to commute. And if it's too nasty weather out, I throw it on a bus. That's just me. That's just, I'm just telling you what I do. You don't have to do that. Not everybody has to well, I really should get rid of my car. Saves money. It'd probably make me healthier. And, I wouldn't be, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, number 8, reactivate your sweating. I don't need to say more, sweat those toxins out and heat that metabolism up. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about rekindling your metabolism, okay? And rekindling it so it can burn off some of this toxic waste that you have. These are different tools to help you reignite and reconstruct and energize your metabolism, okay? So recalibrate your metabolism, support your avatar. Keeping your biophysiology healthy is important if you want to have an easier time in this ascension process. Your chemical messengers, like your neurotransmitters and your neuropeptides, will work more efficiently with less toxic disruption. Okay? And drink your structured, alkalized, natural spring water. You know, stay hydrated, my friends. Okay? It's got H2 and O in it. Just funny stuff that I write. Anyways, that's a lot. This probably ran really long, but you see kind of a theme and direction where I'm going with this. And there's going to be some bigger energies coming in. So I always talk about that too, to kind of keep immune boosting and keep hydrating and get lots of rest when you can, and try to not have the stress. Create in your house or your apartment, create a sacred space so that you can breathe and calm down, okay? And do some meditation, you know, a place where you can meditate. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about what you're ingesting. I mean, even through your skin, okay? Start thinking about health. Start thinking about your avatar. Start thinking that if I help this, if I nurture myself, if I nurture my soul and my mind too, like reading is really good for nurturing your mind. You know, dig into some alternative reading things. I mean, nowadays you can get online and read ebooks, and some of them through the library are free. Actually, some of our tax dollars still pay for libraries. Can you believe it? So utilize the library. There's a lot of free stuff out there. Reading, good for the mind, okay? So, and then meditation, structured water, stay hydrated during these ascension times, during this we're on a great trajectory, guys. In fact, I'm going to do another video on just a whole bunch of news, good optimistic news that I've been learning. Things that I don't understand, you know, they're hidden, and there's great things out there that are being done. There's good stuff. It's optimistic. It's a good time to be alive right now, okay?